We are live with more Geometry Dash. And we are here for another old school stream. We're going to be playing old levels. Old levels. Levels that are over a decade old. Well over a decade old. In fact, if I was playing levels that were exactly a decade old, we would still be in, like, mid-update 2.0, which, as far as I'm concerned... is, at least in terms of updates, nowhere near as old as this game can get. We're probably only a few years removed from Geometry Dash, in a way, being a retro game. And it fucking hurts to say that. I don't know, so some of you guys might have seen the post that GameStop did today, where they, they basically made some sort of official decree that the Xbox 360, I think it was Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii U are officially considered retro game consoles by them. Firstly, I think it's very silly that they think they have the authority on that. I don't think they're actually being super serious about it. Although I think it is actually affecting company policy in terms of, like, what you can do with trade-ins and stuff like that. But, I agree. Xbox 360 and PS3 are retro. The Wii U is not. I do not consider the Wii U a retro game console. It is not old enough to be considered a retro game console. You could sit here and tell me the 3DS is a retro game system. I would probably agree. The Wii U is not retro. Not yet. Also, hold on a second. Yeah, in this statement they posted, they mentioned there's like realization that they launched when George W. Bush was still president. Bush was not president when the Wii U came out. When the Wii U came out, not only was Obama president, but Obama had just been elected to a second term. So let me rate. There's a community note pointing that out. I will rate that helpful. And of course, people are posting that green-haired girl who is like, retro consoles are like NES and SNES, right? That image is so fucking overused. I don't know who that green-haired girl is. She looks like, she kind of looks like CC from Code Geass. Anyway, we're going to be playing Geometry Dash today. We're going to be playing old levels. We're going to be picking up where we left off. We are still in update 1.3, I believe. Yes, update 1.3. We're going to be in update 1.3 for a while. So, yeah, get comfortable. And we're going to be starting with a level called One Can't Let Go, I think. I think that's what we're going to be starting with. Except for the fact that we aren't going to be starting with that. Ooh, nice. Stream transition misclick. We're going to be starting with the daily level instead. Hello, peoples! I am JoeDan54. And it is Geometry Dash gaming time. And we are going to get right into it. You know the drill. We open our daily chests. We start the smack row. Love getting a demon key from those. Alright, let's get that smack row rocking and rolling. Okay. Nice. Alright, let's get things going. Oh, I destroyed a player. Alright. That is rocking and rolling. Let's play this daily level. This is an interesting daily level. It's basically got like an interesting concept to it in that these blue platforms here are semi-solid. So you can go through the dotted line part, which actually toggles when you switch gravity, like that. And it's a surprisingly consistent and non-buggy mechanic, at least from my experience in practice mode. The last coin, by the way, is actually pretty hard to get, so I might mess it up. The rest of the level is pretty simple. I had to look at a video to figure out how to get the first coin. You have to do that. And then we do that. You got the coin! In practice mode, of course, you don't actually get the coin, so the trigger for getting the coin doesn't happen. There we go, that's how you get the second coin. And so normally, if you don't go for the coin route, that text says, I like this part. If you get the coin, it says, you got the coin. There's a secret third option, which is going for the coin route and missing the coin, and it says, wait, you missed it? And that's what happened to me in practice mode. Okay, incoming attempt at getting the coin. Basically have to get it with momentum here. It's really wonky. I fucked it up, okay. You have to drop down way earlier. Basically, you have to fly your way up, and then while the line is still dotted, that's when you click to try and slide up and get it. It's pretty hard. I was hoping that if I failed the coin route, I would at least beat the level. Because then I can continue trying to get that third coin without having to try and get the other coins. So, we'll see. Alright, attempt 2. Oh my god, I was trying to land at the bottom and then go up, but I didn't land. It might be here for a while. That's what I was trying to do before, by the way. So let's see if I can do it. Oh my god! I did it the opposite way! No! Wow. Did you hear how high the sound was getting? With the achievements. Do-do, 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 do. I'm not done yet, so I don't want to claim those, but I will claim all 3 of these, because we completed all 3 quests. Let's go back in. Well, I don't have to worry about getting the other coins now. I'll show you guys the wait you missed it text. Wait, you missed it? Yeah, getting that second coin is certainly not trivial, so takes a little bit of pressure off of these attempts not having to get it again. There it is! Alright, nice. I was worried I messed it up because I didn't have enough momentum, but we got it. Alright, that's all 3 coins, baby. Next time we have one called Pantafloss. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. The name of the song it uses is Ricochet Love, which is the same song that Amethyst uses. Which, where is that on the demon list right now? Is it number 3? It was top 1 briefly before Thinking Space 2 got rated. Yeah, it's number 3. Because it was top 1, and then Thinking Space 2 came out, which pushed it down to number 2, and then Flame Wall was raised above it. Okay. Well, now it's time for old level gaming. So, we are going to begin with a level with the ID 91411. And the name of this level is One Can't Let Go. Yeah, okay. Just making sure I'm not accidentally missing any. One Can't Let Go. Do you think we can do this without practice? Let's find out. X step. What? What do you mean X step? Why did that say X step? This isn't X step. That's not what this level or song is called. I mean, yeah, this is a ship part that is reminiscent of X step. And that looked like a swastika with spikes. This is very clearly Can't Let Go, not X-Step. Okay. And that's why you do practice, because there's always gonna be fucking blind timings and shit. You might think you're wasting your time doing it. You're probably not. Occasionally, I'll start the stream with a 5-star in these old level segments. And be like, I can do this without practice, right? And then I do, and then I encounter some shit like that. I'm like, and that's why we don't. That's why we don't do it. It's a good refresher for both myself and anybody watching. Also, I love that this level has like 2 objects and it's lagging. Like, yeah, maybe it was possible for me to see that coming, but it would have been a bit of a stretch. Can I just fall there? Okay, cool. I can see why this wasn't featured. The nice thing is, when you're playing levels like this, and the game is lagging despite the low object count because of whatever fucking bullshit is happening. The lag is at least not going to be the cause of your death. Because the levels are easy and usually, for the most part, sight-readable enough. And that they're not going to result in you, like, missing a timing or something. Alright. Let's get rocking and rolling now. From the top. By the way, so next time I stream this, it's going to be about a week from now. I'm planning on it being Sunday night. It might end up being Monday night if another stream has to be delayed. Like what happened this past weekend. And we're going to be doing demon grinding that stream. And I'm going for 9 Circle X. That level is very, very difficult. I've been practicing it off stream, as I usually do between my demon grinding streams. It's fucking hard, man. I believe I did get a drop to 100 run. I do have the level in 2 runs, for sure. There's just so many hard timings, man. It's at least a third... Oh, I jumped. I jumped over the fucking pad. What is wrong with me? It's at least gonna be a new third hardest. For me. I would say it's harder than Dark Travel, it's harder than Etha. I hesitate to say if it's harder than Luminum, and I definitely don't think it's harder than Crimson Clutter. But it's pretty close to both of those. It might be harder than Aluminum, but we'll see. I was looking up videos about the level as well, just to make sure I know where all the coins are. And first of all, I'm shocked I didn't know where that one other coin was, because now that I actually got a refresher on it, and actually remember where that coin is. Because I'd watched completions and showcases of 9 Circle X when it first came out. I'm shocked and kind of disappointed in myself for not remembering where it was, because that was one of the that was one of the big things that, like, really stuck out in my mind, was that coin route on the cube part right before the drop. Where you go, like, really far down, then really far up. To get what's the second coin, because the first coin is in the ship part. Yeah, it's a really fucking hard level. And second of all, when I looked up videos when I looked up videos to check for the coins, one of the suggested videos was Eric Van Wilderman's video on 9 Circle X, and in the title he says, "This should be Extreme Demon." I'm like, damn, okay. So it's like truly an upper end insane demon. I think in the description of one of the other videos that came up, it was specifically referred to as one of the hardest insane demons. So yeah, it's that one's no joke. And I've also heard the same sentiment shared about Crimson Clutter. There have definitely been some people I've seen, like, in the Discord for the GDDP, I've seen some people say they think Crimson Clutter should be extreme as well. And especially considering, you know, someone like myself who beat Crimson Clutter on 60 hertz, which I would say I'm pretty proud of. I would say that, you know, that there are not a whole lot of people who beat Crimson Clutter on 60 hertz. Like that, there's definitely quite a few, but, like, you know, that is probably an achievement I can look at and say, relative to the amount of people who have played the game, not a whole lot of people have beaten Crimson Clutter on 60 hertz. So I'm very proud of that achievement. And I've said it before, but it's probably going to be a long time before that gets dethroned. So the next ID is 91556. This one, the name of this one is just like fucking keyboard spam. Well, I'm glad the other M's are in that acronym. And that's all I'll say on that matter. Cool, this level is mostly auto, apparently. Also, when I was looking up completions of the level, I noticed I was doing an extra orb timing in the ball part that I didn't have to do. So that's nice. But yeah, there are a few parts of the wave that are just really, really difficult. Oh my god. And the pre-drop is hard, too. There's a few parts of the ship that are really, really hard. The coin route is not trivial. And the ball can be annoying, too. I've gotten better at it, though. Diego Fuentes. Awesome. One of the levels of all time. Okay. Up next, 91594. See, we did a level without practice. Novik. By Novik. Man. Drop up while upside down into triple spikes. If I land on the edge there and then fall, can I buffer that? No, okay. That would have been a sick strat if you could do that. Okay. This level's really weird so far. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's see what I gotta do. I love that this level has completely abandoned any form of, like, music representation. This level feels like it was made by a kid who was making this level in the builder, like, at night with his phone under his pillow with the sound off so that his parents couldn't hear him playing. And so there's just no music sync whatsoever. There isn't even an attempt at it. Hey, listen, I've been there too, buddy. I got Unk status, so for me it wasn't my phone. It was my Game Boy Advance. But hey, I was there too, buddy. I get it. When I was a wee lad, I did the same thing as you. Just with a less advanced piece of technology. But with a better game. Because it was with the greatest video game ever made, Superstar Saga. I remember the first time I ever went through the seabed connecting Oho Oasis and Bean Bean Outskirts after you get the hand powers. I navigated through that late at night with while I was periodically hiding my GBA under my pillow. And there was, unfortunately, one time where I did get caught. You hate to hear about it, but it is true. Didn't stop me from doing it, though. It just meant I had to get better at it. It meant I had to get craftier. And I did. Oh my god. Don't take the wrong lesson from that, by the way. Sleep is very important. There were a couple times I did that and it stayed up later than I should have, and it certainly impacted me the following day. And it wasn't just games I would do that to either. Sometimes there was a book that I wanted to, that I just was unable to put down, and I wanted to finish it that night. And so I would do that under, like, the light of something late at night. I think the first time I ever stayed up past midnight, I was doing that with a book. And the light that I was using to illuminate the pages of the book was, like, burned into my eyes for a while after that. Fast forward a decade later, I'm wearing glasses. That was probably gonna happen anyway. Poor vision, unfortunately, runs in my family. It's a trade-off, though, because in my runs in my family, poor vision runs in my family, but so does good teeth. So you win some, you lose some. Oh, don't jump there. Get this run. There it is. Sure I have this part down, because I remember there being some memory parts that I kind of sort of got lucky on. Okay. Right, okay. There it is. Oh, fuck. Fuck. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do there. I hope it isn't. No, you can do that. Okay. That's still kind of tight. A couple tight timings here. Yeah, we're lagging a lot right now. So it's good that I'm not playing demon levels. And then it eventually stabilizes itself. It's like, what? Oh my god. My finger tapped down on the mouse button again, but it didn't tap it hard enough because I stopped myself. But it definitely made contact with the button, but not enough for it to register a click. And that saved me there. That was awesome. Fuck. Shouldn't have jumped up there. No, don't do that. Fuck. That was ridiculous. I'm choking the ending. Just you wait. Okay, that time I was actually trying to time it right, but I just clicked too early. So that was just that's what the kids call epic fail. That fucking scene. If you don't know what I'm referencing, that's a quote that Saul Goodman has in an episode of Breaking Bad. He goes, "Nope, wrong. That's what the kids call epic fail." No, you don't jump there right away. Me when I'm stuck in early level jail and I forgot the latter half of the level. That's what the kids call epic fail. Fuck. Oh my god. Holy lag spike. We're living, though. No! I was trying to hit the lower orb, which isn't even what you're supposed to do there. I was panicking a little because the lag was getting insane. And now it's gone. We're playing lag roulette. New innovative take on the Geometry Dash roulette challenges. God, I fell for it again, award. Oh, no. I realized too late I needed to not hit that pad. And then I jumped over both of them somehow. Challenge, die that way. It probably isn't too hard to die that way if you're trying to. But if you're not trying to, that is an impressive feat. Oh yeah, if I recall correctly, between now and the last time that I streamed this game, there was a time I was opening up the game to practice 9 Circle X off stream, of course. And God, glad I remembered. And hold on, gotta lock in. Okay, we got it. There was a time I was, that I was opening the game to practice 9 Circle X, and of course when I do that, every time I do that, I also open up my daily chests. And, I actually opened up a daily chest that gave me my 65th Earth Shard, which not only gave me the achievement Earth Champion, it also meant that I now had 65 of every single Tier 2 Shard of Power, which meant I also got Bonus Sage. So I got both of those achievements within seconds of opening the game a few days ago. That's a cool looking UFO, by the way. Holy shit. I didn't even notice that. I might use that. Let me see here. Yeah, that was on the 11th is when that happened. I got both of those. Where is that? It's there. That looks cool as fuck. I like the keyboard UFO, but I think I like this more. I need a good, like, UFO level to test this out on, and I think I know exactly the one. One of the best UFO parts I've ever played in a level, by the way. Okay, hold on. First, we need to actually get there. Oops. No, don't do that. Oh, okay. Right. I almost had it there. trying to remember this part. Okay, hold on. I know there's a part where, like, you can just hold for a long time. Okay, clearly it's not there. Oh, right. Hold on. There it is. And then you can hold from here for a while. And then you hold from here. Yeah, okay. We're coming up to it, by the way. Come on. Here we are. Oh, yes, dude. Okay. I still remember a good amount of this UFO part. Oh, it's such a good part, dude. Oops. Don't click again there. Yeah! I think I remember, like, in almost every attempt I would do at this level when I was trying to beat it, you could see a smile on my face every time I passed this part. This part is so fucking good. Like, every little bit of this UFO gameplay is peak. Even with my frame rate tanking. Oh my god. It's cinema! It's cinema, dude! God, it's so good. There would be times I would go back to this level just to play the UFO part. Oh my god. Anyway. Alright, after Novik, what's after Novik? Voodoo 1 is after it. 91597. We aren't gonna see UFO parts in the old level segment for a while, by the way. UFO, I believe, was 1.5 when that came out, so... Blind timings? No, okay. Yo, yo. Did you try Extreme Park? I think I have. I think I have. I don't think I've beaten it. I'll have to check. This is not Extreme Park, though. This is Brew 1. You didn't know Death Step was 1.6? I mean, it's a variant of Club Step, which was the one of the Rob Top levels that came out in 1.6, so it would follow that. Okay, you really have to hold there. It would follow that Death Step is a 1.6 level. You're making a 1.0 Extreme Demon? That's cool. As in, like, just 1.0 deco, or also are you limiting yourself to 1.0 gameplay types as well? As in, like, no orbs or pads other than the yellow ones, only ship and cube, no size portals, no mirror portals. That's a tricky ending. All gameplay and deco. Interesting. Okay, I'm definitely gonna need to do some runs on this one. I assume you're saying no edit group, edit color, only background color. Interesting, okay. Are you also making the level on your phone? For the true, authentic 1.0 experience? Making it on your phone? Yeah? Okay. Sick. And yeah, ICDX is also 1.6. A lot of very famous, like, old super hard levels were 1.6. Silent Club, of course, also 1.6. I believe Element 111 RG was also a 1.6 level. I think it was, like, late 1.6. It was, like, right around the time 1.7 came out. Since there's Silent Locked, Silent Club stuff exists, where's Silent Theory of Everything too? I'm sure somebody's made it. If you look hard enough, there's probably a silent version of pretty much any famous level that existed before 2.0, and even after 2.0 as well, a little after 2.0. It's top 0, that's so true, man. That's how all players should refer to unrated extreme demons. They should just say that they're top 0 on the demon list, because they're not rated. You need decorators so bad. It's 1.0! What do you need a decorator for? To place blocks for you? for your 8-minute extreme demon level, and it's cube only with 15 dual gameplay. What do you mean 15 dual gameplay? Deco style is going to be unique. I hope it gets famous when it's verified. I mean, an extreme demon being 8 minutes is certainly eye-catching. Going to be representing your country. Interesting. What's your hardest? My hardest is Crimson Clutter. I beat Crimson Clutter on 60 Hz a few weeks before 2.2 came out. The spikes and blocks pattern. Did it form something? I didn't notice. I was playing a level a little earlier that had a questionable pattern in it as well. When you dig really deep into obscure old levels, you start seeing some weird shit. That's part of the appeal of doing it. AI uses those patterns? What? What do you mean AI uses those patterns? Oh, wait, you mean like the 4 spiked star that is used as like the AI symbol for like LLMs and shit? I don't really see that anywhere though. I love how this level started out extraordinarily simple, and then it actually gets, like, way harder. It's at 42. Oh, I'm a little farther ahead. Let me see. The pattern that you spawn. Okay, hold on. Here? You mean, like, the part where you... Yeah. You can just walk over it? You can just walk over it. You can just walk over it. AI-generated gameplay like this. Well, the AI has to be trained on something, right? So... Also, I don't know if you're just saying, like, oh, the gameplay and the gameplay is, like, a little bit nonsensical, so you're just referring to it as AI gameplay, or if you're actually being serious, like there was an AI that generated Geometry Dash gameplay that looked like that. The fuck are my frames doing? Have you seen this showcase of Nerve Hell? No, I have not. I assume it's an extreme demon? Oh, you do have to click there. Yeah, I don't know about Nerve Hell. I haven't seen it. The extreme demon that I'm really excited for is one. It's an upcoming level called Glass Chapel, I believe is the name of it. That level looks like a masterpiece. Like, I remember when Glass Chapel was still nothing more than a layout, and the gameplay was still so, like, innovative and engaging, and the song was so good, that it already became one of my most anticipated Extreme Demons. And now, like, I think it's, like, halfway done. Glass Chapel is, like, halfway done being decorated, and it looks amazing. It might be... If anything is gonna top Doledamos as my favorite Extreme Demon of the game, it might be Glass Chapel. Is there something called being dual carried? Yeah, have you heard of Jonathan GD? That's him. I love duels. Like I just said, Doledamos is my favorite Extreme, so... Yeah, duels are sick. I wish I was good at making interesting duel gameplay. I tried doing it once, when I was in, like, high school or something. Probably fucking, like, almost a decade ago now. Where I made... as part of the pre-drop to a level that I wanted to try and make, I did the most stereotypical dual game mode that you could do, which was at least to me, high speed dual minicube, and I tried to make interesting gameplay with that, and it wasn't super interesting. Maybe I can find that after I beat this level. It was something that I feel like a lot of Geometry Dash players, especially at the time, who had little to no experience building levels would do, which was go, fuck it, and then make a 9 circles level. Which is what I sort of did, except that I never made any deco for it, so it was basically just a layout with some, like, color pulses, and that was it. I think I spent, like, an hour making one structure, and then I was like, okay, I can't do this. I'm just gonna focus on the gameplay, or focus on other people's gameplay and just be exclusively a player. Which, now that Geometry Star is a Steam achievement for this game, I am eventually gonna want to probably learn some level building so that I can get me a rated level. But yeah, it was a 9 circles level. It used Space Battle by F777 as the song. And there was a part in it where I tried out doing dual minicube gameplay. And I don't think I've ever played that level on 240 Hz. Since I got 240 recently. I don't think I've touched that level on a refresh rate higher than 60. So I'm very curious how it's going to play. It already didn't play the greatest. I tried to do, like, click sync. And, yes, let's go. I didn't choke the ending. I tried to do click sync gameplay, and it wasn't the greatest. It was kind of cool, though, because I used pretty much every game mode other than Wave in the pre-drop. Okay. Well, we can open a 10-key chest now, so let's do that. My heart skipped a beat there for a second when I saw I got a robot from the chest, but it wasn't the one I wanted. Fuck. I want the camera robot, but it's gonna be a while before we can get that, probably. Okay. The name of the level was Galactic Circles. There it is. Apparently there's 2 versions of it. I remember making this yellow orb timing really hard. Yeah, dude, it's Galactic Circles, so I put a bunch of stars in the sky. I think I made, like, a coin route somewhere, too. Almost. Yeah, here it is, here it is, here it is. Okay. Oh, man. It's not working. Oh, man. I don't know if it still works. They might have changed the way that green orbs work. Because this would push you, like, under and you'd be able to reach that coin. I don't know if it still works anymore, huh? Shit. Also, nice invisible gravity portal there. Oh, man. The slope gameplay is going to be fucked up because 2.2. There it is. Okay. Here comes the duel. I almost had it. I almost had it. Yeah, exactly, supersonic. Oh, what the hell happened there? I know I can do this all in one go. Come on. There it is. And then I just, like, I just gave up, so there's a part there where you, where you mostly just spam to do it. Oh, I've never done that. One of the cubes actually doesn't make it through? Okay. That was funny. Anyway. Now we're at this part. Dude, look at this click sync. Oh, did you see that lag spike? That was so cool. Then we got a robot part. Spam click time! I'm trying to remember what level I got this idea from. Where, like, the floor is pads and the ceiling is orbs. And then auto. Aura. And then it goes to the wave. Cinema. Cinema. There's some goofy ass levels I made in my fucking tab here. A lot of these, by the way, are actually no, all of those are from my level request streams. There's also this, by the way. Decode but different. I just made like a stupid shitpost version of a stupid shitpost version of Decode that swaps game modes. And I wanted to verify this for Decode Day at some point. which, by the way, just passed, because it's March 11th. I put a dash orb there. And this part is now wave instead of ship. I made a swing copter for this part. You have to do that jump. Wait, does that not work anymore? Hold on. It doesn't work anymore! No! You can't do this to me. Oh, no! What did 2.2 do, man? Or is that just like some sort of 1 in a million misalignment? Oh, I'm so sad. I mean, it's an easy fix. All I have to do is fucking... get rid of this. But, like, damn. Oh my god. Yeah, there you go. And then it still starts out as wave, but then you go into ship. This part's so stupid. Basically, you have to try and navigate the ship so that you don't hit, like, those little corners. And then you hit that black orb and go into this UFO part. And then there's this part. Oh, I forgot about this part. Okay. You have to do a bunch of orb micro clicks. And then there's a spider part where you have to spam immediately after. Oh, awesome. So cool, dude. Dotery ass part. And then this is a ship now. This is a robot now, which is actually just straight up how it is in Decode X, if I remember correctly. Which I have beaten. What do we have here? Oops. Come on. Oh, okay, that's impossible. Yeah, listen, I was making this gameplay and I knew it was bad. And that was kind of the point. This is not meant to be a serious level, obviously. I was like, this is terrible, and that's part of the reason why I think it's funny. What the hell do I do here? Oh, wait a minute. I love rediscovering my old-ass levels and being like, okay, here's what we do. we say, screw that pad altogether. Yeah. That's what you do there. You just gotta land early enough to do that jump there. And then I guess you try and make that jump, which is quite difficult, actually. Dash orbs into this. And now this is a ship part. Which, with enough practice, probably actually is consistent. Robot time. Here it is. This is the... So, I don't remember what it was. I think there was some level... Because I was, like, looking up Decode Wave on levels. Or on... just to, like, practice the Decode Wave for fun. And there was some version of it that somebody made where this was the... It was changed to Mini Ship. And that's what inspired me to make it into an entire level. I've never played this part on 240. This is actually really fun on 240. And then I make this into wave. Turn this into... Oh, right, you have to spam there. No free lunch, baby. Remember that part giving me a lot of trouble when I wasn't on 240. Yeah, there you go. And then, I remember my plan... Oh, the next part is gonna date this level very, very quickly. Just you wait. So, I left this part for me to do later. Basically, I was gonna turn this into, like, a ball maze. Where it's a mini ball. Right now, you can just do that. You'll see why the level's about to get dated. Here we go. Enter the city! Remember when that was a meme? Oh, that triple spike? You're asking if it's a 60 hertz frame perfect? I don't know if it is. I don't think it is, but it's probably close. It's probably a 2 frame on 60 FPS if I had to guess. Not this stream, but at some point I'll do a level request stream, and you can drop the ID for that. I was actually gonna plan on doing a level request stream at the end of this month. However, I have plans for that weekend instead. I'm gonna be going to PAX East that weekend. The weekend of March 28th. So, and right as I say that, a first-time chatter who didn't read the rules is asking me to play a level. So, beautiful timing. Alright. Back to the old levels. That was quite a tangent. 92949 is the next ID. Arcane by Partition. I was gonna say, do we want to go up here? I guess we do. Wow, this is a surprisingly polished level for 1.3. After going through some of the slop that I did before. I might have already beaten Death Step. I should check. Actually, you also asked if I'd beaten Extreme Park. I should check that too. Let me see here. I don't think I've beaten Extreme Park. No, okay. I am planning on beating Extreme Park, like, not long from now, though. So, I will eventually beat Extreme Park. I think I've already beaten Death Step. And if I have, I can also tell you when I did. Because I have a spreadsheet open right now that... yeah, okay. I've already beaten Death Step. I beat it on October 18th, 2020. So, over 5 years ago, I beat Death Step. Yeah, there we go. PG Club Step, I've also already beaten PG Club Step. Because I've beaten every map pack level. So, I've beaten that one too. I forgot PG Clubstep Rebirth exists, and it's rated. PG Clubstep I beat March 8th, 2020. I remember that, actually. I was on voice chat with friends because we had just gotten home for what we thought was going to be spring break, and then the pandemic happened. So that was something. I don't know what high tier tempo is. Clubstep Reborn, isn't that an extreme demon? Should I try to beat Extreme Anno Park? I don't know what that is. Extreme Park, but with annotations? Is that where they went after YouTube killed them? Demon Jumper. Have I beaten Demon Jumper? I think I might have beaten Demon Jumper. Yes. In fact, not only have I beaten Demon Jumper, there's a video on my main channel of me beating Demon Jumper, in addition to a few other levels. Let me get it for you. Oh, this video is old as shit, by the way. Because I beat this level back in 2017. Let me get the, let me get the video for you. Impulse, I've also beaten Impulse. Let me see here. Yeah, there it is. The year. Oh, man. This video is so old. This video is 7 years old. And it contains footage that's more than 7 years old. I'll drop it in the chat. That video has my completions of Hextech Flow, Theory of Everything version 2, Electroman Adventures version 2, Demon Jumper, and I Said Bah. Let's see, what else we got here? So you mentioned Demon Jumper. If we're talking about old school demons that we like, you know what old demon level is one of my favorites, actually? It's a level called Apocalypse Eve, which is one of the map pack demons. I really like that level. Apocalypse Eve. Is 1.8 counted as old school? I would say so. Also, Impulse. Impulse is actually a level that I beat so long ago. It was before I even started recording myself beating demon levels. Way of the Darkness. I have beaten Way of the Darkness. And I recorded myself doing that, but I have not put the footage of that on YouTube yet, because I'm way behind on doing that. Clubstep Dynamics. I've beaten Darnock Dynamics. I don't know if I've beaten Clubstep Dynamics. Let me see here. No, it doesn't look like it. Let me see here. Yeah, okay. Y-Step, I've also beaten Y-Step, and that also has a video on the main channel. It was back when I was, like, really trying to experiment with what I wanted to do with Geometry Dash, like, YouTube content. And so I made a whole video of me specifically going after Y-Step and tried to do it in sort of like an adventure type video. So that's my completion of Y-Step. You can watch that too. In fact, if you want, I can give you a list of every single demon level I've beaten in the order in which I've beaten them. So there was Club Step, Theory of Everything 2, and Deadlocked. I beat all of those right around the time that I started playing the game on PC. Then my first user demon level that I beat was actually Problematic by Daffin, which is the super easy 9 circles demon level. Then I beat the Nightmare and the Lightning Road, because those are the classic, super popular, super easy demons. I beat Decode. Back in 2015, there were actually 2 rated levels that were both called Invisible Club Step, and they were both basically copies of each other. So I beat both of those. Then, for what was at the time a new hardest for me, I beat The Realistic by Softable, which is also a 9 circles demon. Now let's see, what else do we have here? Fractured Circles, that's another 9 circles level. Phantom Step, Ultra Paracosm, Toxic Sewers by Super Opie, Death Moon, Speed of Light, Impulse, Dear Nostalgists, that's a classic one. There was a period of time where Down Bass got updated to be a free demon, and so I was like, there's no way it's real, right? And then I actually went into the level and it was. So that counts, I guess. And then I went for another new hardest. People talk about difficulty jumps that they've done. There are some famous ones that people have done. This was long before anybody had really popularized doing difficulty jumps. I jumped from The Realistic by Softable, which is a low-end medium demon, all the way up to Acropolis by Zobros. And that is also on my main channel, me beating that. And everything starting with Acropolis, I've at least recorded myself beating. A lot of that footage hasn't seen the light of day, but everything starting with Acropolis in terms of demon completions, I've at least recorded myself beating. Then there was Final Battle by Nether. I beat Reanimation. Gloomy Purgatory, which is basically Apocalypse or Acropolis but easy. The Robotic Rush by Andromeda and Thau. Crescendo, which is the sort of the third wheel level alongside the Nightmare and the Lightning Road. Because it's part of the same map pack as those. Lonely Travel, which is still one of my favorite demon levels of all time. Aftershock by Guranus, one of the worst demon levels I've ever played. Which I think after I beat it, the creator did fix a bunch of the bugs, so it's probably fine now. When I beat it, though, legitimately the hardest part of that level was not dying to bugs in the auto parts. Like, I shit you not. The hardest part of that level when I beat it was not dying to bugs in the auto parts. Then there was Dem Travel. I beat X by Triaxis. Figures, which is also a 9 circles level. Then there was Y-Step. I beat Demon Park, Extreme Fantasy, Verity, which I fluked the duel on, by the way. Shout out to duels. Toxin Lab 2, Super Cycles, which I'm surprised none of you guys mentioned, by the way. X-Step version 2, Clutterfunk version 2, Starquake, Dark Hell, Hextech Flow, Theory of Every version 2, Electro Event version 2, Demon Jumper, I Said Ba, Sky Realm, Club Step version 2, Electrodynamics version 2, Hexagon Force version 2, Forsaken Neon, which is the last Geometry Dash Demon level completion that is currently on the main channel. The next episode of 20GD, the Geopocalypse, will include Volcanic Rush, Beautiful Chaos, Insomnia, Wobbly Teeth, and Chaos Impact. Then, let's see, what else do we have here? Radioactive Demon, I've beaten. Then Apocalypse Eve, Y by Geomania, Way of the Darkness, Momentum by Serve, which I was hoping I would enjoy more, but I didn't. Club Drop, Requiem by Funny Game, Ice of Dawn, Silent Room, Airtime by Nascub, Natural Step, Absolute double space 0, Windings, Cyber Paradise, Deadly Impact, Lineland, Iridian by Serve, D-Days, Electro Rand, Sirius by Funny Game, Darnock Dynamics, Clutter Step, Ripples Adventures, Mirror Force, Fear Me. There's another 9 Circles level. That one's pretty fun. Mayhem by Laser Blitz, Nether Sector. Let's see, what else do we have here? I remember, I think Nether Sector. Yeah, there was a huge gap in time between me beating Mayhem and beating Nether Sector. And when I went back to beat Nether Sector, I was using a different recording software. Chaotic by Mr. Cheese Tiger's your favorite map pack level. I don't know what my favorite map pack level is. My favorite map pack demon is definitely, like I said, is definitely Apocalypse Eve. I think I've beaten Nether Step. Takeoff by Nascub. Death Theory by Zenthic Alpha. Dance Massacre by Heinz. Restricted Area by Zenthic Alpha. Z by Zizix. Flappy Weird. Of course, I've beaten that one. PG Club Step. Spectrum Switch by Heinz. I think Flappy Weird is when I started actually playing Geometry Dash on Windows instead of my iMac. And then from then on, I was a Windows Geometry Dash player, using OBS to record, which was a lot easier to record with. Spectrum Switch by Heinz. Genesis by Funny Game. Darnock Can't Let Go, which was not made by Darnock, by the way. Death Step by Funny Game. I have beaten that. Gold Temple by Serpunge. Chaos Airflow by Sumsar. Golden Haze by Viperin. Dem Journey. Death Funk by Neptune. The Hell World. Not the Sono924, the Hell World. Not the Stormfly, the Hell World. The Hell World by True Midnight. 9 Circles by Zobros was my 100th demon level. Then after that we got Time Pressure by Aeon Air. Lights and Thunder. Chaotic by Mr. Cheese Tiger. I did beat that level. That was my 103rd demon. I do have that on recording somewhere. Crazy Bolt by Funny Game. Toxin Lab 3 by Zaro. At this point, I'm in my senior year of college, beating these levels. Atlas by Funny Game. Jawbreaker by Zenthic Alpha, the 9 Circles level. Not to be confused with Jawbreaker by Viperin, which you mentioned. 12 Clutterfunk by Cody. Mechanic Downforce by Zenthic Alpha, which is an awful level, by the way. I think that one is a map pack level, and it's probably my least favorite map pack level. Mechanic Downforce. That level sucked. Poltergeist by Lazy Eye. Then I got accepted into the GDDP, and I beat Steam Chamber by Darnock, and Force Dynamics by Mindsap. And then, starting with Dimension Machine by Punky Soul, all of my Geometry Dash demon level completions I've streamed live. So, Dimension Machine by Punky Soul, Toxic Ruins by G-Boy, Paracosm Circles by N1XO, Buck Force by Rob Buck, which I somehow fluked from 39 or something. That level has a fucking slot machine part at the end that I fluked after, like, spending half an hour trying to find a consistent setup for. But I fluked. It was so funny. Moon Adventure by Experience Dawn. Motion by Tamon. Critical Mass by 6359, which I choked several times at the end. Laser Room I have beaten. And that was, I believe, the last level I needed to beat every level in all of the map packs. Horizon by Mylon, which is another one of Funny Games alts. Meltdown by Havoc. Classic by, I think his username now is Versu5. That was a 9 Circles level. At the time I beat it, it was my second hardest. Deadlocked X by Laser Blitz. Sidestep by Chase, Blue Hell by Lazy Eye, Traction by Furtifunky, Underground by Abstract Dark, which was a 2.0 level that mimicked 2.1 gameplay before 2.1 came out. I've already beaten Death Moon. That one was a long time ago. In fact, I think I beat that level over 10 years ago. Mechanical Showdown by Tongi, Ado by Zobros. When I beat that level, that was also a second hardest for me. Vibration by Shady, Hell by Serpunge, Dark Travel by Jonathan GD. I despise Traction, the ship parts are cancer. I remember there being one very specific ship part in Traction that was awful, but then the rest of the level was totally fine. There was like this one very specific transition that was terrible, but like pretty much most of the rest of the level was fine. I found Mechanical Showdown to be worse, honestly. Yeah, Dark Travel. I don't remember what part it was. It was around like 60 or 70%. There was some... I think I left a comment on that level saying like that part was a war crime, the rest was fine. Let me see. It doesn't say I beat it, but if I go into the gauntlet, it should say that I beat it. Where the hell are the gauntlets? There we go. Right, they've added a shit ton of gauntlets. Where was it? There it is. Wait. No, I'm thinking of Vibration. Never mind. Not Traction. There was a part in Vibration I remember having a really bad transition. Let me see if we can find it. Oops. This is such a Mafia Pineapple song. Oops. Ba, 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 ba. I haven't played a lot of, oh shit. I haven't played a lot of, Gauntlet levels. There are a lot of, Gauntlets that I have not touched yet. Honestly, like, I remember, like, the Gauntlet level streams that I did back in 2023. Oh, I think this is the part. This is the part right here. Yeah, this transition this transition was so bad into that ship. Because the way that you would hit these orbs with the robot was different every time, and you had to react to it. This was rough. Yeah, I hated that. That's what it was, okay. And then, like, the rest of the level was totally fine. Traction. I don't remember this level being bad. I remember liking this level. Bow, bow, bow. I remember Traction being, like, awesome, actually. But yeah, as you can see, like, I've beaten the first 4 pages of the gauntlets, and then, like, the monster gauntlet. I haven't touched the Doom gauntlet yet, because those are easy, or those are demon levels, and I wanted to save those for later. Extinction is this by Heian? Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm actually going to be going after Extinction not long from now. So eventually I will get back to doing Gauntlet. Also, if I remember correctly, the Doom Gauntlet is like only partially demon levels. Is that right? Or maybe I'm thinking of the Death Gauntlet. I don't know. But yeah, there was a time in 2023 where, like, I started doing... Because I had already beaten Fire, Ice, Poison, Shadow, Lava, and Bonus. And Chaos. So I did, like, the demon levels in the Gauntlet. And then I did Gauntlet grinding streams, starting with the Time Gauntlet. And, like, looking back, like, a lot of these levels I really did not like at all. I hated Mind Control. I hated Rose. I hated Crystal Essence. Oh my fucking god. Odyssey is one of the worst levels I've ever played in my life. Empyrine was also terrible. And then, like, starting with the Spike Gauntlet, things got a lot better. Like, Powerful is a great level. And I mean, there were still some good levels before then, too. Luster is one of my favorite levels of all time. It's by my favorite creator of all time, Galvatron. Ispy is in the Doom Gauntlet, the 4th level in the Ice Gauntlet. What? The 4th level in the Ice Gauntlet is Geobound. I don't know what you're talking about. And yeah, there's the Monster Gauntlet. You have Slam. All these levels are pretty great, honestly. I know people give Hellgate Menace a lot of shit, and I would say that was probably the weakest level of these 5. But I think it was still pretty good. Slam was a masterpiece of a level. The coin routes were ridiculous. OMG Aliens is a funny level. Monster Mischief is a really funny level. The monster designs of this level are so funny. And Mechanism was just a really satisfying level to play that had great music representation. I don't remember anything in these, like, old gauntlets here. Aside from Generation Retro. I don't remember any of these. I think... Wait, no. There was one level I think I remember in one of these older gauntlets. Oh, fuck. What was it? Was it this one? I'm trying to remember if it was one that I streamed or not. I just remember one of the levels had, like, a Michigan tribute at the end, but it was so horribly executed. I don't know if it was this level. It might not have been. I think this level was fine, actually. What level was it? It wasn't this. I don't think it was this either. I don't think it was anything in that gauntlet. Wow, I do not remember this level at all. Okay, I don't think it was that level. It wasn't this one either. Okay. It must have been one of the ones in one of the old gauntlet levels. Let me see. It might have been Ground Zero. Fuck, I don't remember. Maybe Shadow Gauntlet? I swear I remember one of these levels ending with, like... Oh, it might have been this one, actually. Oh, this is by the same guy that made Vibration. It might have been. And it's funny, because some of these levels I'll probably go back to, and they either had, like, bug fix updates, because it's been years, or, like, there are parts that were horribly inconsistent that are now more consistent for me, because I have a higher refresh rate, and there's been, like, game updates and stuff that maybe have made the level better. Oops. Oh, God. Almost there. Okay, no, it wasn't that one. That one's fine. That one gets a pass. Oh, I think it was this one. I think it was this one. Actually, I was gonna say, I feel like I remember it having Scream Room as its song. And yes, this is a GD Jose level indeed. Oh God, yeah, I think it was this one. Oh no! Bum bum. Hold on a second, hold on. Okay, I just want to say, this is a huge pet peeve of mine. When Geometry Dash creators will make one of the portals visible and the other one not. You can see how I go through a ball portal here and a gravity portal, but the ball portal is visible and the gravity portal is not. There's no consistency. Also, nice transition, idiot. Yeah, this has to be the level. Holy shit. Yeah, here it is, here it is, here it is. Wait, it's gone? Where'd it go? No, hold on. Oh, wait, maybe I have to trigger it or something. I could have sworn I remember there being like, you have to like jump right at the end for a coin or something. And you have to jump, it was like, there was some sort of like, it was supposed to be a Michigan tribute, but it was a quad, yeah, there it is! There it is! I was right! I was right! You have to hit an invisible orb, and then a quadruple spike jump with a Michigan tribute. That is not what Michigan was known for. It was known for triple spikes, not quadruple spikes. This has to be the worst Michigan tribute in any level in Geometry Dash, right? Like, there's no way there's a worse one. Click an invisible orb and then do a blind quad spike timing. Yeah, there's your Michigan tribute. Motherfucker was trying to invent the first perpetual motion machine by making him roll in his grave with this part. And it's a fucking hard quad spike jump, too. Right at the end of the level. Right at the end of a level with terrible gameplay. Oh my god, dude. I remember this part making me so mad. Oh, I'm glad I was able to find which one it was, though. Oh, amazing comments, by the way. maybe I shouldn't be looking at these on stream. Oh, it's a bunch of spam comments. One of the comments is somebody that got 97% on the level, and they just commented saying, I feel like Zoink. There you go. Stay hydrated. That's plus 4 to your speed. Yeah, the comment section on that level is just spam. Both when you sort by most likes and when you sort by newest, it's just spam. I guess that's the fate of a gauntlet level, huh? W speed, indeed. Alright, I'm glad I was able to find that. Let's beat Arcane, shall we? Okay. I need to figure out what to do there. This level doesn't seem very long. I didn't even finish the pre-drop and I was at 41. Oh, you go up. Duh. Okay. Breakable blocks? Ah, and there's Partition's logo. I'll consider playing that. What difficulty is it? Memory style 8-star, okay. Well, I think, not long from now I'll be doing a level request stream. So you can drop that ID, when I go live for one of those. Oh, I guess we can go this way, too. Or can we? Let's find out. Choose your own adventure ass level. Looking like Demon Park. That one part in Demon Park. Where you can go multiple ways. That was actually structured similarly to it, too. And yeah, this level seems pretty short, too. I think I can beat it. Yeah, Dorabate choose way. Except none of them were wrong. Also, wasn't there like a choose your way level that was like one of the most downloaded levels of all time? I think it was called End of Line. I think it used Theory of Everything for its song. Nice. I think I remember hearing that in one of the random like Geometry Dash Facts videos that GD Colon made about Rob Top's full name. Let me see if I was right about that. Clear all filters, just search. Yeah, there it is. End of line. I was right. This has like a choose your way type thing. Apparently coins were added at one point. Where you can go like up or down. It happens at some point, I swear. Yeah. Are you a top or a bottom? Another LOL. Nice blind timing. That's so sick, dude. You guys want to do a quick run on 9 circles? Let's see if I can beat this. It'll be warm up for me doing 9 circle X next week. Oh, god damn it. Oh man, I was kind of locked in. I could have gone pretty far there. That's so dumb. I don't like that. I reject that death's premise. My 9 circles arc. I mean, my hardest demon is a 9 circles level, so... Let's get the coin. Fuck yeah. Let's fucking go! Come on! No! No! Damn it! Oh, you hate to see it. I accidentally closed my browser tab that had chat. Hold on a second. That, by the way, was from 0. I was dropping checkpoints, but I never died. Thank you for the follow, Psy9. I'm not even sure what happened there. Thank you for the follow, Dangoof. I guess I clicked too late there. That's unfortunate. Let's go for the 3rd coin here, by the way. Also, I'm lagging like crazy now. Holy. There it is. Alright, moving on. Let me see here. There we go. Up next, 94533. Oh, it's auto level. Okay. Let's watch a movie, everybody. Cinema. 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 Cinema in chat. I was talking about this to some of my friends, by the way. Because I've been playing Geometry Dash on 240 Hz now for a little over a month. Compared to the, 11 plus years I've been playing this game. And I was talking to my friends about how, like, now that I've played Geometry Dash on 240 Hz for a while, I go and I look up videos of Geometry Dash on YouTube. Of, like, completions of levels and stuff. And, like, it can be 4K 60 FPS, smooth 60 FPS, and it'll look choppy by comparison, because I'm so used to 240. Okay, up next it looks like we have another auto level. We're watching movies today, boys. It's time for more cinema. Okay, well maybe I should put a seizure warning on screen if that's gonna be there. Just look away if you're photosensitive. You can see it flashing on my webcam. The end? What do you mean, the end? The end. No! That needs to go on a goofy text Geometry Dash goofy text compilation. That is horrendous, by the way. Photosensitivity warning. I'm not looking at the screen, by the way. I don't know what that said. I'm, like, watching this level through my peripheral vision. And even then, it's kind of intense. It's a time machine. The end. Speaking of Geometry Dash goofy text, I did just beat Hyperdrivers a stream or two ago, and that has a really funny bit of text in it too, with a story behind it that I'm not going to repeat here because it's kind of a long story. But there's some funny text in this level. Welcome back. You are brave, but are you brave enough? Also, the hardest part of this level is 83, and I fluked it. Oops. Here it comes. Welcome to hell! Welcome to hell! Not welcome, welcome to hell! And then the hell part lasts like 2 seconds. And then there's more funny-ass text. Yeah, minor spelling mistake, I win. Fuck. Oh, nice lag spike. There it is. Die! Fight back! I just love die and fight back right next to each other. The level can't decide whether to heckle you or cheer you on. Here comes the inconsistent part, by the way. Blind transition into this wave here. And then this part, hold on, can't even get past the fucking dual spam. That right there, that part right there. That part right there is so inconsistent and annoying, and somehow I fluked it from 0. And I couldn't be more grateful. Okay. Up next. 95340. I think we'll do this and then the next level, and then that'll be it. Because it is unfortunately getting late. Rainbow Red. You think we can do this without practice? Let's see. Holy second TOE ending. Yeah. It's funny how you can look back at that now and like, you know, Theory of Everything 2, it kind of ends with that little monster design with the slopes. And like, looking back on it now, obviously hindsight is 2020. I don't even know if Rob Top meant to do this when he put that at the end of Theory of Everything 2, or if it was just a coincidence. But, like, it can be seen as foreshadowing now. Awesome. It can be seen as foreshadowing now because, you know, the monster designs that were introduced in 2.0. I remember, all the jokes about how long 2.0 took to come out. You imagine that? You imagine that? Jokes about 2.0 taking a long time to come out. Took less than a year to come out, and we were like, wow, that was an excessive amount of time. I can't believe 2.0 took so long, guys. Okay, this level's structuring makes 0 sense, so I really hope I don't die, because I don't want to play this level again. And then 2.1 took like a year and a half to come out, and we thought that was gonna be like, you know, that was ridiculous. We were like, at least, you know, 2.0 was super revolutionary, because it... Oh! Okay, I guess we are playing this again. You know, 2.0 was super revolutionary because it added the ability to do, like, moving objects and stuff, which changed everything about the game. 2.1 didn't do anything nearly as revolutionary. but it took a year and a half to come out. And, you know, the initial teasers for 2.2 made it seem like it wasn't going to be revolutionary again. It was just going to be like, okay, new game mode. People deciphered the teaser pretty early on that we were going to get a level using Explorers by Hingkick, which, to this day, we still haven't. Explorers was promised a long time ago. Still not out. And, you know, it's crazy to think about now, 2.2 has been out for longer than the time between 2.0 and 2.1. And even then, 2.2 still feels new. That's how long it took for 2.2 to come out. Also, right now, I stream Geometry Dash once every week. Might as well do a little plug for the people who followed during this stream. I stream Geometry Dash once a week. Usually it's on Sunday nights, but this time around it was on Monday. It was on a Monday night because things had to get shifted back a day. When 2.21 comes out and we get Explorers and all the other stuff with 2.21, I will be streaming twice a week instead of once a week. And I'll be doing that until I feel comfortable going back to once a week. I actually need to fucking focus. Fuck. And, like, 2.2, you know, credit to 2.2, well, you know, it did end up being revolutionary. It changed the game forever. Drastically. With platformer mode and camera triggers and everything else that was added. Like, the game was not the same. Although, in a lot of ways, that was for the worse. A lot of levels got completely broken apart and no longer worked. Some physics changes made certain things impossible. Also, some people don't remember this, but when 2.2 first came out, there was no practice mode for platformer mode. There was no ability to place checkpoints in a practice mode for platformer mode. That was just not an option. 2.2 released in such a half-baked manner. It was awful. It was fixed later, but, like, that's been... People have forgotten about that. Like, it was fucking rough. And it's funny, because I remember one of Colin's first videos... man, I suck. One of Colin's first videos about platformer mode, he would basically excuse bad difficulty balancing in platformer mode by saying, just use practice mode, forehead. It's like, well, okay, but when 2.2 first came out, that wasn't an option. There was no just use practice mode, forehead, when 2.2 first came out. Except... there was an exploit. There was an exploit in 2.2 where you actually could enter practice mode in platformer mode, but only if you had a controller connected. If you connected a controller to your PC, you could enter practice mode in platformer mode, and you couldn't do it with mouse or keyboard. I remembered seeing that online. I'm like, there's no way, right? There's no way it works. And so I plugged my Switch Pro controller into my PC, I pressed the button, and there you go. I was in practice mode and platformer mode. Oh man, that was ridiculous. That was so funny. And I know what you're trying to make me say, but unfortunately I am not a dog. But I do have that dog in me. One of the things I was looking forward to when 2.2 was coming out... Oh, fuck, I forgot you actually do have to go up there. One of the things I was genuinely looking forward to when 2.2 came out were the improvements to optimization. Because the game was very laggy. Like, if you think this is bad, it was so much worse before 2.2 came out. Credit to 2.2, it did actually deliver on promises to improve optimization. Especially when the game got that, like, 64-bit update and wasn't, you know, 32-bit anymore. Oh my god, bruh. That improved a lot. And I'm also very appreciative of the fact that, like, ever since 2.2 came out, the game has been getting a lot more active support, you know, from RobTop. RobTop has been a lot more active in the community. With, like, event levels and stuff. Like, the Geometry Dash Awards are now hosted on his channel instead of, like, Viprin's or someone else's. It's pretty awesome. And it's nice that it's not just, like, you know, RobTop has this YouTube channel with a ridiculous amount of subscribers because there's an achievement. I don't know if it's still in the game, but there's an achievement for, you know, subscribing to him on YouTube, and so that's what a lot of people did. Oh my fucking god. 3-star level, by the way. If the baby stays in the womb for averagely 9 months, when it comes out, why isn't it already nine months old? I think in some countries, they do actually consider that already 9 months old. In order for that to be the standard in a country, though, you would have to acknowledge the baby being alive during that period of time, which would probably cause some issues for people who are pro-choice. So, it wouldn't really become mainstream. I remember there was a period of time where one of my friends would always be sharing, like, the most unhinged captchas that he would get on pages that he was going through. And, like, logins and stuff. And there were some really funny ones. This is the most unsight-readable 3-star I've ever seen, by the way. I can't wait to see how many copyright claims this VOD gets on YouTube. Top 5 things that never happened. What do you mean? Those timings are ridiculous for a 3-star, by the way. Okay. Yeah, this will be the last one that we'll do for now. 97180. The name of this level is just The Level by Master. We're gonna beat the Master's level. We're gonna beat the level, guys. We need to beat the level. Are you doing alright? Yes, I just need to beat the level. So far, this level is easier than the 3-star. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, at least we didn't have to follow that all the way through. This is another level that's gonna end before the song ends, isn't it? The level. Yo! See that fucking straight fly? Holy shit. I'm him. Ah, don't go up there. Shit. I was trying to make a mental note of myself when I was playing through this level in practice mode. Don't go up there. And I still did. Okay, stay down. Right, and then we hold here until can't hold no more. There it is. I wonder if I could go up into those mirror portals and then make it go backwards without touching the blue one. I don't know. The level. It's awesome. Do I have any demon keys, by the way? I have one, okay. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for today. The next level in rate order, by the way, is... Oh, wait, have I beaten this? Because I saw it was Cycles version 2, but it's a different Cycles version 2 from the one that Neptune made. There's so many levels called Cycles version 2. Look at them all, and they're all rated. Let me see. So this 97199 is the one that we're looking for. Which one is it? What of all the? Do you see how many? Wait, hold on a second. You see all the ones I have beaten. There's one I haven't apparently. You know what? Sure, let's beat this one before I go. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Okay, man, come on. Levels this stream love doing that way too much. I feel like a lot of these ball timings barely work. Oh my god! Oh! Look how fucking tight some of these timings are. 7-star, by the way. He's flipping the portals to make it a little more confusing to start read, and it's almost working. Okay. Wow. You can buffer that, that's nice. Okay. Oh my god, that lag spike. Lag explosion. Okay, come on. Fuck off with that. Come on, man. That one's even worse than a blind timing, because, like, it's the kind of blind timing where, like, fucking, you can't even see, at least for this difficulty is worse, you can't even see what you would die to if you didn't jump there. Yeah, you just have to know. That's a fucking wild ball part. For a 7-star. After that, it becomes easy. But goddamn. Starting to regret choosing to do this before ending stream. Are you fucking kidding me, man? That ball part is so much harder than everything else in the level. No! Fucking kidding me, man. I got past the hardest part and then died to something easy. Oh, I guess you can't always buffer that, huh? Even the simplest things in this level are inconsistent. And we are, of course, again, lagging like crazy. Just dropping ungodly amounts of frames. Come on. Okay. Break time. Next ball part is also hard, but not as hard. Okay, oh my god. Well, add that to the list of Cycles version 2s that I've beaten. Have I beaten them all now? I think there was one other one, but it was like a modern one with coins. Okay, wow. Yeah, okay. So this is the one by Neptune. Then there was one by QE, one by Spawn. Grebe, this one has a coin. And then Rabbitical made that one. Are there are there any other Cycles version 2s I should know about? Yes, there's a demon level called Cycles version 2S, and it has 19,000 dislikes. You know what? Let's peep Cycles version 2S. Oh boy. Starting off with some pretty tricky timings, okay. This is like Ice Carbon Zeused. Okay. Seems very memory focused. And what's this one? Let's just see. Yeah, it's like a modern Cycles. Okay. I don't know how to get the coin. When was this made? Yeah, oh, it literally is modern style, yeah, okay. Okay, this seems kind of like a short level, actually. Already a third of the way in. Oh, that was cool. The shrinking rectangle in the background. Oh, the coin is free! Okay. Well, consider that a bonus level. After all the old school levels we played today. Ones that I planned to and ones that I didn't. We end off with a super modernized version of Cycles. How about that? Truly, we've come full circle. What a perfect way to put a bow on the stream. Alright, that is all I have for you today. I will be back with more Geometry Dash, hopefully Sunday night. If it has to be delayed, it'll be Monday night. We're going to be doing demon grinding. I'm going to be trying to beat 9 Circle X, a very difficult demon level. Going to be at least a new third hardest, possibly new second hardest. I'll gauge it as I go. Next time I'll be live will be Friday night. We'll be playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I will be finishing off the remaining 200cc time trials. And that should be the final Mario Kart 8 Deluxe stream before we start the next game on the backlog. So that'll be pretty exciting, and we will start that next game on the backlog on Saturday night. So, some exciting streams coming up. I hope to see you there for those. Before we sign off, let's check how many battles we got on the Smack Row. Real quick. We're looking at 28,301. Pretty good. Alright, well, like I said, I will see you for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on Friday night. Hopefully the next game on the backlog on Saturday night, which we will reveal at the end of the stream on Friday night, if all goes well. And then Sunday night will be more Geometry Dash, Demon Grinding. So I will see you there for all that. Keep looking forward, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.